We shift our focus to this story now. ACSA has revealed that it expects at least 200,000 people to be travelling in and around their 7 operated airports as travellers make their way to their holiday destinations. Joining us for more on this is SABC News reporter Katlego Legodi. Good afternoon, Katlego. Thank you for joining us.
Good afternoon, Fundo. Thank you very much for having me this afternoon.
It's always a pleasure to have you with us. So today was by far probably the first busiest day for ACSA, as they had stated yesterday that they were expecting roughly around 20,000 people at their airports. Just talk to us about this day, because I know you were there monitoring just the processing of individuals. How did that go?
Well, this becomes a very important day for ACSA in terms of just ensuring and reassuring commuters that they've got a hang of this festive season. So if I take you back to 2 weeks ago, there was a little bit of a scare at the OR Tambo International Airport when that jet fuel incident happened. And coupled with that, we saw the Border Management Authority just experiencing glitches in terms of the biometric system. And this is not the time for you to be experiencing teething problems. So we saw them yesterday give us a sense of how they've prepared the lay of the land for commuters that will be coming in and out of 7 of these facilities, actually 9 of the facilities that they are operating. This including the international airports like your OR Tambo, your Cape Town, your King Shaka International Airport. So today you found us there on the ground, just getting a sense of how things are moving. Of course, worried about commuter experience as well, looking at the fact that you wouldn't want to see yourself here frustrated during the festive season when all that you want is time out after a hectic year. But things were moving really at the OR Tambo International Airport. When you got there in the afternoon, we started in the domestic terminal side of things, and this is where we saw a lot of travelers gotten to interact with most of them that were traveling in and out of Johannesburg into your Cape Town, into your George, some going to even the likes of Limpopo, Polokwane for Makadzi's one woman show. So we get a sense that, more or less customers are experiencing a smooth sail as we speak right now.
So there was no degree of anxiety insofar as they're concerned following just the presser yesterday?
There were. Some of them, I guess, obviously you'd be unsettled. If you are a first-time traveler, a first-time commuter in terms of air travel, you'd be worried about what happens. Some of those that have experience would know what a delay would mean. They would know what the board means when there's that clock that is ticking to say you have to be there in time. So we see most of them just, sailing through this experience, and others even traveling with their families. So it's time for family. So you see most of them saying that it is actually an ample time for them to be spending with their family. Hence, they'll be traveling and using air travel. So most of the time you'd find us focusing on what happens at the toll gates, what happens in the streets in terms of the taxis and the cars, but we don't pay attention to that economy. This is the aviation sector, and the aviation economy very pivotal to the country's tourism sector, and we see them saying that they're picking up the numbers, over 80% of recovery just at OR Tambo International Airport alone. Looking at where we come from, they always reference the COVID-19 pandemic and that period, that it was a harsh period even for those that are in the aviation sector. So we see them preparing and saying that they are trying by all means to ensure that you get a seamless experience. They've got more boots on the ground as well, and which is what we saw today when we were there. So immediately as you get in, you get someone that would, more or less walk up to you wearing an ACSA, a regalia, and then they would ask you where you're going, and they try by all means to make it easier for you.
Which I suppose is quite important around this time of the year, because
it does become important.
With more people traveling, there'd also be more chances that would be looking to defraud them in any way. But insofar as kiosks are concerned, because they also said that they'd be increasing the number of kiosks that are there for those that would need to ask questions.
Yeah, they're there. Actually, they are on the ground. Really, when you look at how information is flowing, the boards would be clear to show you where you're supposed to go in terms of the terminals. But you get a lot of, people that would give you reassurance that you are in the right place, things are moving, and others even saying if there is somewhat of a confusion around your ticket, they would try to help you. The help desks are really active as we speak right now, and this we're expecting to move also going into the beginning of the year, as most of the the preparations would be around also the numbers of those that would be coming home after having traveled outside of South Africa or outside of Johannesburg for the festive season.
All right, at least day one went well, as they had committed that it would. Thank you very much, Katlego, for that update. That's SABC News reporter Katlego Legodi giving us just a sense of ACSA's day one after that presser yesterday, where they committed that all was now well.